In a video obtained by TMZ, she's actually climbing the sign. That's a big no-no, and there may be legal action involved. We'll see.
A war, a man.
And yeah, that was Travis Scott in a new teaser for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, shown during the NFL playoffs over the weekend. That's out on July 17th. For CBS Entertainment, I'm Matt Wolf.
Hey, it's CBS News business analyst and certified financial planner Jill Schlesinger. Follow and listen to Money Watch with Jill Schlesinger on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Here's your Jill on Money question of the day.
Jim from Maryland asks, I'm 47 years old and I'm currently putting $500 per month into my traditional IRA. Should I invest some of the money in stocks? I'm getting about $350 in interest per month as the money sits in a money market account. Jim, are you saying that none of the money is invested and it's all sitting in cash? If so, you need to get that money invested. Sticking to cash is not going to work in the long run, especially as interest rates start to come down. Good luck, and I hope that helps.
Have a question? Go to JillOnMoney.com. FM 1019, FM 100.5, WGNSradio.com. The Good Neighbor Network. We're the Good Neighbor Network. FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro. FM 100.5 Smyrna. Audio and video streaming at WGNSradio.com. This is Rutherford Issues, hitting right at what matters most to all of us here in the heart of Tennessee. From Murfreesboro to Smyrna, Eagleville to Laverne, Leanna to Barfield, and everywhere in between. If it matters to you, you'll hear about it here on Rutherford Issues. Now your host, Brian Barrett.
Well, hey, hi, and hello there, fun lovers and truth seekers. Welcome in to Rutherford Issues. From the Big G, WGNS, part of the Good Neighbor Network. So happy that you have decided to join in this morning. It is chilly out there. Boy. Let's see. It looks pretty. Man, does it look nice outside. We're taking a look from our WGNS camera here at our downtown studios in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. 23 degrees now at the Murfreesboro Airport, but we're warming up. Feels like with the wind chill about 13. It was sure enough cold, wasn't it? So, we're going to get into the weather here in just a second. Tomorrow, we could have, tomorrow, we're going to go down to 15 again tonight, so not as cold, single digits. We're going to talk a little bit about this coming up in the weather. Tomorrow morning, tonight and tomorrow, finally warming up to 35, but in the morning, we could be dealing with freezing fog tonight and tomorrow, early. So that's not something we need. That's obviously going to put a thin layer of ice down. Are you tired of winter? You want some spring? We're going to tell you it's kind of like Groundhog Day. We're going to reveal that coming up in the weather forecast here in just a second. Whether there are going to be at least 3 to 4 more weeks of winter and cold, or whether we're going to warm up some. Got a 50-50 shot at guessing, so get your guesses ready. We're also going to talk a little bit about cryoseismic activity. You know what that is? I remember hearing it for the first time a few years ago. The dogs do not like it. I can tell you that. Want to say good morning to our friends at Middle Tennessee Electric. We are powered by MTE, Middle Tennessee Electric. Open those curtains during the daytime to let that sun naturally warm your home. Then close them at night to help keep the heat in. More energy-saving tips at mte.com/myenergyplan. We have some salutes this morning. Why don't we salute Jantrice Johnson today? That's the SRM Concrete Good Neighbor of the Day for her local nonprofit, We Give, that provides essential and holiday meals to families in need. Jantrice Johnson, the recipient of flowers from Jenny Harrison and our friends at Ryan Flowers Coffee and Gifts, along with WGNS Radio. So Jantrice, congratulations. Thanks for what you do with We Give. And thanks to Jenny Harrison for what she does with Ryan Flowers Coffee and Gifts, saluting a good neighbor of the day every single weekday, Monday through Friday, 5 a week, 20 a month, and has done this with Ryan Flowers for probably, well, we know it, almost 50 years, if not longer. We don't know the 50 years prior, although we weren't on 50 years prior. We've been on 79 years. 70. Yeah. Wow. I know I hear Bart say that, but it's hard to believe. The big 8-0 next year. Let's see. I got sidetracked. Thanks to Jenny Harrison is my point. Ryan Flowers, Coffee and Gifts. They're on South Academy. Valentine's Day's coming up, so, be thinking. Guys, be thinking. This Good Neighbor Moment is brought to you by SRM Concrete, locally grown, nationally known, and honoring the everyday folks who go above and beyond for others. If you would like to send in a Good Neighbor of the Day, super easy. Text the word neighbor, NEIGHBOR, neighbor. Text that one singular word to 615-893-1450. 615-893-1450. When you do that, you'll receive a reply. Just tap on the link, fill out all the information, click the submit button, and you, my friends, have just submitted a Good Neighbor of the Day. It is that easy. You will need to know their name, address, phone number, and a sentence why. Now, if you want to say, Joe, who is the cool bagger at the Kroger in Irongate, just put that. We can look up the rest. We're going to work with you on that, This is, if it's a business, we can find the business as long as you let us know the business. Make sense? So, name, address, phone number, and the most important part after the name is just a sentence why you want them to be. I turned my own mic off. How do you do that? My point was a sentence why you want them to be Good Neighbor of the Day. That's important. So we can then pass that along to everyone listening when they are the Good Neighbor of the Day. It's all anonymous from you, so they're not going to know who nominated them, that kind of thing. So that's how we do it. WGNSradio.com/Good Neighbor also gets those to us here as well at WGNS Radio. Birthday Club, that's something we do every weekday. We celebrate birthdays and anniversaries. Today, it is April Summers' birthday. April, if you see April out and about, wish April a happy birthday. I hope you're not snowed in, April, on your birthday, or iced in, or whatever we want to call it. But April Summers celebrating a birthday today, and you get to get some banana pudding over at Slick Pig. It's worth it. Great stuff. I mean, homemade banana pudding, you got it at Slick Pig. 1920 East Main, along with some great barbecue and ribs. And of course, the wings, the ribs. Did I say ribs? Slick Pig, 1920 East Main.
Now, here's your Rutherford weather forecast.
A peek outside. Let's see. Yay! Our courthouse camera has de-thawed at least a little bit. Mostly. Says 21 here downtown. We have warmed to 23 at the Murfreesboro Airport. And let's check conditions at the Smyrna Airport. 26 it looks like. So 23 at Murfreesboro Airport, 26 in Smyrna. And let's get a look at that chilly forecast, shall we?
Well, Brian, it looks like an extreme cold warning remains in effect. We'll see sunshine here this afternoon, a high in the mid-30s, with west winds gusting as high as 20 miles per hour. And then for tonight, mostly cloudy skies develop with a low around 16. Wednesday, skies will become mostly sunny with a high around 34 degrees. Thursday, partial sunshine develops, a high around 36. Friday, partly sunny skies, high around 27. Then Saturday, partial sunshine again, a high of 20. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki.
Thanks, Jennifer. Just as Jennifer was mentioning that, so she obviously didn't have a chance to get the updated information, but that extreme cold warning has been allowed to expire. We're warming on up. It's 23. Even though it feels like 13, it doesn't feel like it's, below zero anymore. So that extreme cold warning has been canceled, but we may get back to that on Friday when our low temperature Friday night is 4 degrees. Are you kidding me? Now, I will say that there are some models that are pointing to a brief snippet of snowfall possibilities if we get anything toward the end of the week. And these things, we've got to get closer to the event, obviously. If there is an event to talk about, probably going to be one on the East Coast, somewhere around South Carolina, North Carolina. But if it kind of wobbles back this way enough, we could get a little bit of snow out of it. That would happen Friday into Saturday, when our high temperature, by the way, on Friday is 19. Going to be another cold weekend. But we will warm up once again above freezing by Monday. But the next couple of days should allow some thawing out there. 35 or 36 today, 35 tomorrow, 36 on Thursday. So hopefully we'll get rid of this residual ice. So be careful when that stuff is coming off those trees and all, though. Man, it's going to come off in sheets. Had a little gutter damage at my house, unfortunately, from all this. Noticed when I went home yesterday. So I've got to go to Home Depot today, looks like. And then climb a ladder. So if you don't hear me again, that's what happened. But taking a look at our Rutherford weather radar, nothing going on right now. I do want to point out, we've talked about the extreme cold here the next few days. In the 30s, it's going to feel like a heat wave. Trust us, right? You've been out. Yesterday even felt like a heat wave, honestly. But the next 6 to 10 days, below normal temperatures. And below normal temperatures over much of the eastern half of the country, even down into Florida. The next 8 to 14 days, below normal temperatures, even into Florida, eastern half of the United States. Does this sound like a recording? And I said earlier, it's going to be kind of like Groundhog Day. What are the next, 3 to 4 weeks going to look like? Below normal across much of the eastern United States, even down into Florida. So, precipitation outlook during this time, it's almost always dry, right? Just this time of the year. Looks like we're going to be below normal the next 6 to 10 days, 8 to 14 days below normal. Next month, equal chances of below normal or average rain, snowfall, whatever. And again, we don't get much this time of the year. Does that mean there's not going to be any snow, any rain, I don't even want to say the other thing that it could be? That does not mean that. I think the big takeaway is we're going to be below normal temperature-wise. As long as you got the cold temperatures, you've got the possibility with any storm system that pops up. And around here it doesn't take much. So we'll keep an eye on it for you here from Rutherford Weather, RutherfordWX.com. That stands for Rutherford Weather, RutherfordWX.com. I had these happening yesterday, and I wanted to mention cryoseism, or cryoseismic activity. They're called ice quakes. And if you've felt something that sounded like maybe a tree falling or just kind of a rumble or maybe even like an earthquake, that's what they are, many earthquakes, honestly. I had a ton at my house, more than I remember from a few years ago. Every time it would happen, it took me a minute to realize what was going on. I thought trees were falling because it was pretty loud. And then I thought, well, gosh, is my house going to fall down? What's happening here? It was really quite funny. But every time that it would happen, the dogs would just lose their minds. So what is that? It's our ground moisture freezing and expanding in the ground, okay? So a deep boom, an explosion, a heavy thud is what you hear with that. It can cause the floor and the ground to shake a little bit. They often happen like overnight, but these were happening yesterday afternoon. And your house can do some of this as well with the weight of ice. I mean, the metal and the wood, I mean, it's supporting an additional several hundred, maybe 1,000 pounds of ice. And so, cracking, popping is not unusual there as well. But we had some ice quakes, as they're kind of known. So anyway, thought that was interesting. 23 minutes after 10 o'clock, time to check on your money news.
Good day, Rutherford County. This is Lee Colvin, financial advisor and CFP with Edward Jones. Let's get the latest business news from our financial desk.
CBS Money Watch.
President Trump says he's raising tariffs on South Korea because its legislature has not yet approved the trade deal the two countries reached last year. In a social media post, the president announced tariffs on products like automobiles, lumber, and pharmaceuticals will increase from 15% to 25%. Today, Southwest kicks off assigned seating, ending its well-known open seating policy after 5 decades. The airline now offers new fare tiers for basic, preferred, and extra legroom seating with boarding groups based on fare type, seat location, and loyalty membership status. And at least 6 states are ramping up their subsidies towards Affordable Care Act health plans. I'm Jesse Mitchell.
Thanks, Jesse. Our Dow is down 321 points at 49,090. S&P up 36, 6987. And the NASDAQ is up 242, 23,843.
From Wall Street to Church Street, that's the latest business news from the Edward Jones Financial Desk. I'm financial advisor and CFP Lee Colvin. Call 615-907-7056 or stop by our office on South Rutherford Boulevard in the Public Shopping Center.
Rutherford Issues with Brian Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
All right, we're going to check on your national news. We're going to check on local news. Dalton's got your Rutherford Roundup. A little later on in the program, we're going to talk Storybook time. Yep. So stay with us for that. Coming up on WGNS and also Big G TV. For those catching us on Big G TV, we're brought to you by Murfreesboro Medical Clinic, the only multi-specialty, physician-owned medical practice in Rutherford County, serving the community with primary and specialty care. MMC is committed to keeping you healthy for life. World news, here we go with that from CBS.
CBS Radio News.
Brief. A Minnesota judge has ordered the chief of ICE to appear in court. Legal analyst Lori Levinson.
This ICE head will be required to come in, Todd Lyons, and explain to the court what is actually happening into ICE custody.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem may have new marching orders, as Natalie Brand reports.
Well, she's expected to keep her job. Her focus now is expected to shift to securing the southern border.
The massive winter storm has left extreme cold and ice in its wake, and that's causing a lot of problems in the south, as Katie Weiss reports.
Here in Oxford, Mississippi, the town is under a shelter-in-place order due to constant falling trees breaking under the weight of thick ice.
On Wall Street at this hour, stocks are mixed. The Dow off 497 points. CBS News Brief, I'm Cammie McCormick.
at midnight. Sounds kind of boring, but that's sort of the point. The new trend mixes a low-key hangout with all the to-do items you've been putting off, like paying your bills or filing your taxes. It's supposed to make you feel less alone when you're knee-deep in tedious work. Some even do it at the bar, as long as there's Wi-Fi and power outlets. No task is off the table, but inviting your friends to the office might be crossing the line. Australia's version of the Tour de France needs to figure out how to keep kangaroos from ruining it again. On the last stretch of the race, two roos decided to cross the road just as the racers were speeding through. It sent a few cyclists to the ground, including the race leader, who still managed to win, but not before the most Australian crash anyone's ever seen. Today's Thomas Crapper Day. He didn't invent the toilet, but he did perfect its design. Today marks the day the British inventor circled the drain, and no, Thomas Crapper didn't inspire the word. That's just a crappy coincidence. That's what's trending. I'm Christian Chase.
This message brought to you by the Central Tennessee Regional Solid Waste Planning Board. Visit recyclerightTN.com for tips, ideas, and locations on where to recycle near you. That's recyclerightTN.com.
Recycle right, it's all on you. Don't be trashy, recycle classy, recycle right, Tennessee.
Go to recyclerightTN.com.
Recycle right, Tennessee.
Rutherford County, this is Lakin with First Mortgage, a department of First National Bank of Middle Tennessee. Just like our student athletes work hard on the field and court, I work hard for you, making home loans simple, smooth, and stress-free. Whether you're buying your first home, refinancing, or building your dream home, I'll guide you every step of the way. I'm proud to cheer on our hometown teams, and I'd be honored to cheer you on as you reach your home goals. Call me, Lakin at First Mortgage. Let's get you home.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NLMS 401715.
I'm Dalton Barrett for News Radio WGNS, and here are some of the top stories impacting Rutherford County on your Rutherford Roundup for Tuesday, January the 27th, 2026. Rutherford County and Murfreesboro City Schools have both announced closures for Tuesday, January 27th and Wednesday, January 28th due to hazardous ice-covered roads. Extended School Programs, or ESP, in Murfreesboro is also closed on Tuesday, with a decision for Wednesday expected by 3 p.m. In addition, several private institutions, including Middle Tennessee Christian School, Franklin Road Christian School, Lancaster Christian Academy, Redeemer Classical Academy, Rutherford Collegiate Prep, and Georgia Institute Murfreesboro are also closed. Colleges are adjusting as well. Middle Tennessee State University is shifting to remote operations on Tuesday, with only essential personnel reporting and implementing its instructional continuity plan. Motlow State Community College and TCAT Murfreesboro are also operating virtually. As Rutherford County continues to cope with the impact of the winter storm, the Tennessee Attorney General's office is warning residents about post-disaster scams and offering guidance on how to stay protected. Homeowners should contact insurance providers promptly, document all damage, and make only necessary temporary repairs. When hiring contractors, it's crucial to confirm licensing, avoid large upfront payments, and insist on written agreements. For debris removal, consumers should demand proof of insurance and workers' compensation. Price gouging on essentials should be reported directly to the Tennessee Division of Consumer Affairs. As frigid temperatures continue to grip Rutherford County, residents are urged to stay alert and prepared. With wind chills plunging as low as 10 degrees below zero and actual lows forecasted around 1 degree, Murfreesboro and surrounding communities are bracing for another bitterly cold evening. Despite the deep freeze, Rutherford County has avoided the widespread power outages seen in other regions, which have reduced the immediate need for local shelter openings. Middle Tennessee Electric has reported significant progress in restoring power across its service area. Most of the outages occurred in Williamson County, although Middle Tennessee Electric serves large portions of Rutherford County as well. Nearby Laverne and Nolensville, served by Nashville Electric Services, reported approximately 160 outages, while over 3,000 customers in Nashville were still without power as of Monday. To support storm-related welfare concerns, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation has launched a hotline at 1-800-TBI-FIND, operating Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. This line allows Tennesseans to request welfare checks on individuals possibly affected by the extreme weather. Callers should be ready to provide detailed information, such as the person's last known location. However, for welfare checks in Davidson County, residents must submit requests via the Metro Nashville government website. Murfreesboro and Rutherford County continue navigating the aftermath of our recent winter storms, with Middle Tennessee electric crews working tirelessly to restore power across the region. The primary cause of delays in restoration is tree limbs burdened by heavy ice, falling onto power lines, sometimes tearing service lines from homes. MTE reminds residents that when a storm damages the riser pole or meter base, it becomes the homeowner's responsibility to make necessary repairs before reconnection can occur. This includes hiring a licensed electrician, securing permits, and completing structural repairs, as well as notifying MTE at 877-777-9020 with the permit number. Once cleared, Middle Tennessee Electric will complete a visual safety inspection and reconnect service if no further issues are found. In other Rutherford County news, a Murfreesboro man has been indicted for allegedly embezzling nearly $200,000 from a local nonprofit. David Ross, age 57, is accused of making unauthorized payments to personal credit cards and fraudulent purchases from the organization's bank accounts, dating all the way back to 2022. The indictment follows an investigation launched after the nonprofit's founder contacted authorities in May of 2025. Ross has been charged with one count of property theft under $250,000 and one count of identity theft. He was released from the Rutherford County Jail on a $25,000 bond and is scheduled to appear in General Sessions Court on February 17th. That's all for now. For updates on these, as well as many more local news stories, be sure to check out our website, wgnsradio.com. You can also follow us on social media at News Radio WGNS on Facebook, as well as X. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to leave a rating or a review on Spotify and iTunes, a comment on YouTube, or share it with a friend. I'm Dalton Barrett for News Radio WGNS, part of your Good Neighbor Network, and I'll talk to you later.
Okay, friends, do want to let you know that tonight, no high school basketball, been canceled, no school today, tomorrow, and no games as well. So we'll hopefully pick it up for you on Friday on State Farm Prep Sports. All right, stay with us. More to come here on Rutherford Issues in a moment.
For 50 years, Maples Realty and Auction has helped Tennessee grow one sale at a time.
This is Betsy Maples with Maples Realty and Auction. We help people buy and sell the trusted way through auctions that deliver results.
When it's time to buy or sell, trust the name your neighbors know.
Auctions are a fun and easy way to buy real estate. At Maples Realty and Auction, we do it all, from listings to auction. Put our auction team to work for you today.
Maples Realty and Auction. Our people, that's the difference.
Maples Realty and Auction.
Sold by Maples Realty and Auction.
Ascension St. Thomas Heart is the leader in Middle Tennessee for heart care, providing the most advanced options, including heart surgery and transplants. Our nationally recognized cardiac team cares for more adult hearts than anyone in the state, from AFib to heart failure, using minimally invasive options when possible to help shorten recovery, making Ascension St. Thomas Heart your first choice for routine heart care and cardiac emergencies. Schedule a heart screening or find a cardiologist at ascension.org/St. Thomas Heart.
Whether it's a cough, a fever, or something you can't quite name, MMC Now makes care easy. Walk right in, get seen quickly, and your visit connects directly to your MMC doctor. Care you trust, with providers you know, with digital check-in and multiple locations around town. MMC Now is here when you need us.
Murfreesboro Medical Clinic.
Rutherford Issues with Brian Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna. Listen and watch at wgnsradio.com.
And we are powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. Switch your ceiling fans to run clockwise at a low speed. It pushes that trapped warm air down to the floor where you need it. More energy tips at mte.com/myenergyplan. Talking Storybook breakfast. The United Way of South Central Tennessee has a big event, and our friends from Murfreesboro Medical Clinic are joining today. Brandice, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's always fun to have you in. You're wearing, the MMC blue today.
The WGNS blue.
WGNS blue.
MTSU blue.
Yeah. Where's
United
the
Way blue.
That's it.
Yeah.
All blue. You brought a special guest with you today, and we're going to kind of talk about how the Storybook Breakfast really goes together with, I guess, your mission with pediatrics, huh?
Absolutely. Storybook Breakfast, I believe this is our 6th year for Storybook Breakfast. It is a wonderful event that allows children and families to come together on a Saturday morning, meet their favorite book characters, have a little breakfast, do some crafts, lots of fun activities for the family. And what Storybook Breakfast does is raise money for the Books from Birth program, which most people know as the Imagination Library.
Mm-hmm.
So we love Dolly. Dolly is a champion for early childhood literacy, but unfortunately, Dolly doesn't pay for the books that get mailed out to children. So this is a fundraiser to help fund that.
Yeah. A great initiative, but that falls to someone to help raise the money.
Absolutely.
And my 8-month-old granddaughter's very happy to be able to get those books. She's not reading just yet, but we're reading to her. She'll be reading soon.
Which is so important. And I know that Dr. Marcy Castleberry, who is here with us, can talk about the importance of early childhood literacy and how important it is for parents to read to their children.
Yeah. Well, Dr. Castleberry, good to have you.
Thank you. Good to be here.
I don't know how many books my granddaughter got for Christmas, but it was a ton.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's all of these pop-up books that we read to her, and, the story just kind of jumps to life out of the book, and, you got the touching and the feeling and the crackling and all that stuff, and
good stuff.
All of those things are, and she's very engaged, but that's kind of what we're talking about, right? With even with babies.
It could be, yes. And, the important thing about reading to a child is that they have a positive experience with books. That's, I tell parents there's a lot of different abilities among parents to read to their kids. Some parents, could teach me about literacy in children. They are very knowledgeable and very intentional about it. But some parents maybe don't read well. They weren't read to as kids. They worry, I'm not doing it right, or my child won't like it. But, the important thing is that child has a positive experience with parents. So, with the books. So, those books that have the little scratchy, like Never Touch a Porcupine, or, the crackly and the flippy, those are good to help kids to learn to love books. Now, of course, as they progress, they're going to stop wanting all that stuff, and that's okay. So, but, in my exam room, when I have a child who I can tell the parents are maybe not reading to them, they're intimidated by the process for whatever reason, I keep a bookshelf of children's books there at my office, and I'll go grab one that's appropriate for that child's age level, and just bring it and sort of model that for the parent. So, read to the child, open it up. I don't typically say Once Upon a Time and go page 1, 2, 3. We'll open up in the middle and go, oh, look, it's a baby. Where's the baby's eyes? And the child will touch and look. And without exception, the parents just light up when they see their child enjoying the book, especially if they sort of didn't know that was an option.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of parents now, they're on screens themselves. They tend to depend on screens a lot with their kids. Unfortunately, a lot of caregivers put their kids to sleep by turning on a video and then leaving the room, or the parent themselves is sort of on their screen. And so, that's another thing I really encourage parents to do is turn the screens off at least an hour before bedtime. Give yourself extra time. Start the bedtime process early enough so you have 5 to 15 minutes to read with that child.
Yeah,
it's really important.
Yeah. I'm the late Wednesday afternoon babysitter, and so we did a little reading. But she's teething, so she wanted to eat the book rather than listen. But just to have that time too also helps with parents or grandparents or whomever is doing the reading. That there's a bonding moment there too. So and that's important, isn't it?
It is so true, and that's true. They talk about kind of the milestones of reading, and one of them is slapping the book and scratching the book and drooling on it and chewing it, and that's all okay. They're nice wipeable books, board books. That's okay.
Yeah, and Brandice, why Storybook Breakfast and being a part of this? I mean, obviously, you have doctors, pediatric doctors who are see the importance, and so this is just kind of a way to come behind that and support parents in it, right?
Absolutely. United Way's mission of providing these opportunities for early literacy for children was so important. It's important for our clinic. We believe in their mission. It aligns with ours in developing healthy families. And this is just it's also, honestly, it's a fun way for us to give back. You know, we like to give back to nonprofits that kind of align with our mission of nurturing the health of our community. And the Storybook Breakfast is just a really fun way for us to do that. We get to interact with storybook characters. We get to see our patients, our families that we work with every day on that Saturday morning, and to know the impact that those dollars raised on that day is just really, it is really meaningful for us. It really makes a difference. So United Way has given me some numbers so I can share with you.
Yeah.
So in 24 and 25, over 21,000 children in Rutherford County and almost 1,000 children in Cannon County received books through this Books from Birth program. And the total books, over 312,000 books came into the homes of our families in Rutherford County. And if you are thinking about families that may not have as easy access to books, they may not have the disposable income. Our libraries are great, and I know we partner with libraries to help. You know, library cards are free, and they offer all these wonderful opportunities. And then United Way comes in, and there is a book delivered directly to their home that is curated for where that child is in development. So it's a really wonderful thing that gives easy access to a lot of our families in Rutherford County that might not otherwise.
The event itself is I'm trying to think of the words to describe it, but kids are they always enjoy it. I mean, they get to see their favorite characters come to life.
Yes.
I mean, what better?
It's it is so much fun, and each year the committee really works hard to find characters to come that really resonate with children in our community today. So this year we have Llama Llama Red Pajama, we have Pete the Cat, we have Esteban the Green Crayon, which I was not familiar with, but I think a lot of children love him. We also have Piggy and Elephant, and we have Dinosaur from the How Do series of dinosaurs. And then we have probably one of our most popular characters to date, Bluey. So the library is graciously sponsoring Bluey for us again. So the characters are there. Parents get to go meet. Kids get to meet their favorite book characters. We're going to have a special autograph book this year. They can do photos with them. We have craft projects, breakfast, story time by some of our pediatricians and some other people in the community. It's almost like going to Disney without the rides and a much cheaper price tag.
Yeah.
So you get to meet all these cool characters and interact with them and get great photos. So
there's also a bookmobile there,
and there's
there?
the library brings their bookmobile. So you can get a library card. You can check out books from the bookmobile, but if you don't have a library card, you can get one that day. It's just a really fun event, and it's super casual. We will have 3 settings this year. We're growing. We've only had 2 breakfast times in the past, and we sell out. So we've added a 3rd time. So there's 3 different time opportunities: 8 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and 11 a.m. So you can come at any one of those times. And then there will be a series of events, activities to do, and character meet and greets. And that's on March 7th, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it's on March 7th.
That's a Saturday.
It is a Saturday, March 7th, and tickets are on sale now. So tickets are $15 per person, or you can get a household ticket for $60, where the mom, dad,
everybody
in the household can come. Yeah.
Now, where is what location?
So it'll be at Overall Creek Elementary, which is over on the Blackman side of town. And all of the information about location, events, and tickets can be found on the yourlocaluw.org website.
Absolutely. Looking at it right now.
Yeah.
7th annual Storybook Breakfast. And it's in partnership with MMC Pediatrics. And again, it is on Saturday, March 7th. And you said 8, 9:30, and 11.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So come have breakfast or brunch.
Breakfast, brunch, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
You know, I was not familiar with any of those that you mentioned except Bluey.
Okay.
You know, but I've got my kids themselves are 25 and 22.
Sure.
So, but we're getting into the grandparent phase now. So we've watched a little Bluey, and I think there's a Bluey book in her diaper bag. So
Sure.
you know, we've done a
Bluey,
little Bluey.
last year our line for Bluey stayed pretty consistent.
imagine.
Everybody wanted to see Bluey. And we really appreciate the library doing that for us. And the library also comes and does a puppet show. So when the characters need to take a break for water and just, you know, sit down and rest for a minute, the library puts on a really lovely puppet show for everyone there. So
Kind of hard to stay in character, you know, the full 3 hours
Yeah,
now.
well,
or
and
whatever.
characters need breaks too.
Yeah, that's
You know,
right.
They have to have
Yes.
water. Yeah.
Dr. Castleberry, the event itself, maybe talk to about the sponsorship and why it's important. And I mean,
Sure.
obviously, MMC Pediatrics partners with this program.
Yes, it's so important. It's you know an investment in our children and also in our future. I mean, they are our future, and you know there are a lot of studies looking at literacy in kids and what you can do to help kids set them up for academic success, intellectual success, emotional, you know, for kids to emotionally thrive. And they've found that reading to children really from early infancy by 6 months old. I have a lot of families who read to the baby, you know, when they're a baby bump, you know, and that's good to do too. But because kids, you know, their brains are just wired to learn. And a child, from the time they're born to the time they're 12 months old, their brain size has increased 3 times. And a lot of that is learning language acquisition, sounds, that sort of thing. And so reading to them early is so very important. There was a study where they looked at 4-year-olds who were spoken to and read to often, and then those who weren't, and they found that the 4-year-olds who weren't had about 30 million fewer words in their vocabulary. I mean, it's just, that is shocking. But why that's important is because when we know more words, when we know more concepts, you know, language experts say, when you know, the more words you know, the more you can think. Learning new words broadens your brain and helps you to sort of navigate the world better. So it just sets kids up so much better emotionally and academically. So it's super important. And it's also a lot of fun on a personal level. It's really good for kids emotionally. So we just really like to help encourage our parents to do that every day.
Yeah. My granddaughter, when she hears music, because they played music, you know, before she was even born, you know, and the reading and all of that. So I think that's all very important. And when we were raising our two, you know, I can't remember the name of the cartoon, which it doesn't really matter, but they were, it was kind of like baby talk, and the words didn't make sense. And
Teletubbies.
Okay. Well, one thing we decided to do is we didn't want to talk like that, you know, around them. We wanted to say regular words, talk in a normal voice, and that kind of thing, just to help with speech. And I don't know whether that made a difference or not, but I hope it did. So.
I think so. I'm
sure it did.
Well, one of them's a pastor, so I guess he learned how to talk somewhere along the line. So.
That's an important skill.
Yeah, it sure is. So don't forget the Storybook Breakfast. And again, you can purchase your tickets right there on yourlocaluw.org.
Absolutely, you can.
All right.
Purchase those there, and we hope to see you on Saturday, March 7th.
Absolutely. Do want to also remind you about Baby Basics, which is presented by Ascension St. Thomas, the collection drive, and all of that information. The event is Thursday, February 19th, and all of the information is at yourlocaluw.org/babybasics, and go to the same website with the /Storybook, and that's where you'll find all the info about the Storybook Breakfast. Well, thanks again for stopping in today.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Our friends from the Murfreesboro Medical Clinic, Pediatrics, Dr. Marcy Castleberry and Brandice Ricks, who you're just all over.
I am all over.
Every part of the, how many campuses now? 2 and almost 3 and
3
growing?
and almost 4.
Well, 8.
3 and almost 4.
Our locations
MMC
are
Now.
MMC
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
which we open another one this afternoon.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming in today and being on with us here on Rutherford Issues. Have a good day out there, everybody. And until next time, take care out there.
Jennings and Ayers Funeral Home has Murfreesboro families with compassion and care since 1880. As a family-owned funeral home, we're committed to...
Subscribe to Big G TV, local content that matters to Rutherford County.